Hey YouTube, this is Pam, aka Electrobanderella, coming at you for a video. The other day, maybe last week, Janine, Pinklilyfish, did a video, 25 things you might not know about me. And she asked everybody to participate and give their 25 things. I know Janine said it took a long time for her to come up with something, and hello, it took forever for me to come up with something. I'm an open book, so it was kind of hard. So, I'm going to give it my best. I'm sorry that I'm playing with my hair, but I'm growing my hair out and it's driving me crazy. So, number one, you may not know about me, or you might, I'm not sure. I'm obsessed with Eeyore. See that? This Eeyore sweatshirt is so humongous on me. And I hold on to it because it was my mom's, and I don't want to let it go. But I am obsessed with Eeyore. I'm sure you've probably seen pictures of me with Eeyore coffee mug. My Eeyore blanket is right here, if you can see it. One of my friends made that for me during chemotherapy. I was there for like 5 hours a day, so she made something that she knew would comfort me. So, number two, I majored in accounting in college, and I suck at math. Accounting is about moving things into the right column, and about debits and credits. You really don't have to be good at math to do accounting, especially nowadays. Most accounting programs are computerized, and yeah, you don't do things manually anymore. So, how about that? Number three, I lived in England for a year in 1988. And I loved it so much that it warms my heart to watch Sally, Cabernet Queen, post all that she does about England, and it makes me want to go back so much. I was 18, turned 19 while I was there, and I loved it so much then, I can't even imagine how much more I'd appreciate it now as an adult. So I'd really love to take a trip to visit Sally. And hopefully Tony and I will be able to do that while Sally is still over there. So, number four. It's an election year. I minored in political science in college. But my view on politics is it's not something you discussed with your friends. I was raised in a household with a Republican father, a Democratic mother, and my mother would joke that I didn't need to vote because, or she didn't vote because her vote canceled out my father's, so what was the point? My dad would say, your mother doesn't know, but I vote every election. On your 18th birthday, you're going to vote. But my dad taught me that there are things you don't discuss amongst your friends. Those are politics, religion, and money. That's the quickest way to lose friends. So, be careful who you discuss your opinions with. And it's not to say that I am not a very opinionated person when it comes to politics. I am. I just discuss it in comfortable surroundings with those who I'm comfortable enough to know that everyone's entitled to their own opinion and that nothing would be misconstrued. So, number five, fall is my absolute favorite time of the year. And it's not just because my birthday's in the fall. I love the smell of fall. I love fall leaves, the colors. I was all concerned about in Missouri that we weren't going to have much of a fall because we had such a drought. But we were lucky that at the end of the summer we had so much rain that our leaves did change, and not just small colors. We got bright oranges, really bright reds, purplish colors. So it absolutely I loved it. There is a street I drive on to go to work, and to watch all of those colors change on the leaves was great. Got to do some hikes and see the colors out in the woods this weekend, which was awesome. I just love the cool temperatures. If it could stay 65, between 65, 67 all year round, I'd be a happy girl. Yeah, it's just, I love everything there is about fall. Number 6. My favorite part of my job is conference planning. I get to plan this huge party every 6 months. And it's not just every 6 months, because we start planning. I just went on a site visit in September for our event next March. Planning that goes into that is all the logistics for conferences and education sessions and speakers and hotel logistics and entertainment and what kind of social events we're going to do at night. So it's a pretty big deal, and it's a good part of my job, and it is the part I love. It is one of the perks I get to be able to go to different hotels, check them out, take carte blanche, get the VIP treatment, and it's part of my job that Tony's really starting to like, except for the fact that he gets called Mr. Walker. It's the only part he doesn't like so far. So, number 7. I hate wet clothes more than anything in the whole entire world. If it rains, I get wet clothes. I hate it. Water rides at a water park, I hate it. It's disgusting. I don't know what it is, but I'm just really grossed out about it. And if I have wet clothes, I have to get them off immediately. It's just, I can't even explain it to you. Number 8. I'm extremely ticklish. The worst part of my ticklish, and it's actually kind of funny, is my ears. I cannot stand to even have anyone whisper anything to me. That sends me into a fit of giggles. It's not even funny. Growing up, my siblings would always tell their children to go whisper me a secret, and I immediately do one of these and get all squeamish and stuff. Yeah, not funny. And when I get a pedicure, it's horrible, because just when they, scrub the bottom of your feet, I squirm all in the seat. It's kind of funny. Number 9. Outwardly, everybody thinks my favorite color is purple. I wear purple all the time. But really, kind of, sort of, my favorite color that I would choose when I go to design things or being crafty is blue, different shades of blue, but ultimately shades of blue turn into purple, so yeah, it's I dress in purple, I color things in blue, so there you go. Number 10, believe it or not, I am crafty. I scrapbook, I make cards, I make jewelry, I am a photo buff, photography, things like that. I find that I'm more crafty during difficult times in my life. Like during chemo, I was extremely crafty, and I don't know if it was a case of keeping myself busy and things of that nature. When my life is going smoothly, I'm not so crafty. Number 11. I'm addicted to word puzzles. Words with friends, word scramble, circle words, different things like that, and Scrabble. I think it started when chemotherapy. I had really bad chemo brain, and my oncologist suggested playing Scrabble because that my cognitive ability, that would help with that. And then when I was diagnosed with narcolepsy, they also recommended a lot of word games, and that keeps your mind stimulated and your cognitive ability flowing. So I like word games. You play word scramble, words with friends. Check me out. 20, number 12. 20. I just jumped right ahead, huh? I love to read. My favorite novels are murder thrillers. I don't know if the more gross the better, but the more intense, have to figure it out, it is, the more you enjoy it. I love Alex Cross, James Patterson novels. I love those. I have read every single one. Patricia Cornwell, Harlan Coben, just to name a few of the authors that I'm totally into. I read different kinds of novels, but more often than not, if I really want to sink my teeth into a book, that's what I will go for. And I haven't read a really good book in a long time, so if you know of any good mystery, thriller, murder, creepy, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Number 13. I am not a coffee drinker. Absolutely not. I think it's disgusting. It's gross. The one flavor that makes me nauseous is hazelnut, and I don't know if that's a chemotherapy connection, because there was a lot of people in my office during chemo that drank hazelnut, and it would make me terribly nauseous. And yeah, even though I make Tony a cup of coffee every morning before I leave for work, or on the weekends, it's gross. I just don't like it. I never have. Everyone knows that I love tea, and Earl Grey is my favorite, and life is good. Cheers to all of you. I just had some tea. Number 14. I come from a very large family. A very large Scotch-Irish family. And I have one sister, and I have 4 brothers. I have 10 nieces and 4 nephews. I have 14 great nieces and 14 great nephews. And 2 great nephews. So you figure that out. That's just my immediate family, peeps. It's not even my extended family. So yeah. My siblings have a lot of kids, and their kids have a lot of kids. I don't know what to tell you. Number 15. I drive a 12-year-old Chevy Malibu, but my dream car is a Lincoln MKZ or a Lincoln Zephyr. I don't know why Lincoln. My uncle always had Lincolns growing up, and my dad always has this obsession with Lincoln Continental, so Lincolns have always been my thing. Number 16. Mosquitoes don't bite me. I know you're all jealous, and sorry. It's something about chemotherapy with my blood. You no longer have the same scent as you once did. I don't know. I asked my oncologist once, and that's what he explained to me. So, and I've asked my nieces, well, my great niece, Kelly, who just finished chemo a year ago, and she said no, even this year, and she's been finished for a while, if she got bit by any mosquitoes this year, and she said no, that's weird, why not? And she always had proof before. And so we actually had one of the same chemotherapies, so I don't know if it's just BP16 that mosquitoes don't like, or what the deal is, but anywho how. Number 17. My eyes are actually very blue, but around my pupils are hazel. My dad had blue eyes, my mom had green eyes. So around my pupils are very hazel, and it depends on what I wear. My eyes kind of not really change colors, but the shade of my eyes, depending on what I wear, the green is more predominant, and if I'm wearing a blue, of course the blue is more predominant. So, wacky eyes. Number 18. I am Scotch-Irish on my father's father's side. My grandmother on my father's side was French Indian, so I do have Indian in me, American Indian. And on my mother's side, I am Finnish and German, so basically I'm a mutt. It seems like all my mother's Finnish Scandinavian blood came out in me, and my father's dark Irish because I'm pale. My brothers seem to have got the French Indian blood because they are very tan and have olive skin, a darker complexion than I do. So, yeah. And another cool fact, my grandfather did not move to the United States from Pernia, Finland until he was 12. And when they came through Ellis Island, they wanted to change my grandfather's last name. And my great-grandfather told them to go pound rocks. He wasn't changing their last name. Was Hellenius. What are you going to do with Hellenius? Not much. So, there's that. Number 19. And I'm trying to hurry this up, sorry. I have had, are you ready for this, peeps? 15 surgeries. The first surgery that I had was at age 15. 2 weeks I think it was, before my 16th birthday. I had my first gynecological surgery at that age. And the funny thing is my lap band surgery was my 13th surgery. So it's pretty funny. Everybody knows I have two, I don't even know if you can see them with the camera. There's one port scar, there's my other port scar from my two chemo ports. So I am scarred up around my whole entire body. Number 20. I used to work on between the 66th and the 73rd floor of the Sears Tower, and I moved out of Chicago exactly 6 weeks before 9/11. I sometimes, Smokey wants to be on camera. I sometimes think that God works in very mysterious ways, and it was a very strange occurrence for me, and I can't imagine what individuals who went through 9/11 in New York went through. I really don't, because I know what I went through, knowing all of my friends worked in the Sears Tower and what could have happened to them. So, yeah, it was a very rough time for me, but of course not as rough as those in New York. Number 21. I deposit very large sums of money every other day on my job. I have one of those check machines that you see when you go to the bank, when you deposit your checks, they run them through to put them in your account. Many of us don't go into the bank anymore, but you remember when you once did. I have one of those deposit machines on my desk. On any given day, you can hear me say I had a $1 million day. I have gone anywhere from a $1 million day to, I think the highest I've deposited in a day has been 3.5, somewhere around there. I work in the mortgage industry, and I work in a co-op, and we are the middleman for a lot of things. So, yeah, we're not doing so bad. Number 22. While I love to fly, I am terrified of planes flying overhead. If I am driving on the highway and close to an airport and a plane flies over my car or a car that I'm in, I have a panic attack. It goes back to an incident when I was 7. My uncle, I was going with him to the airport. If you ever drive on 290 in Chicago by Rosemont, the United runway is right there. There's a plane coming in. They come very close to the expressway, and my uncle said, duck. Ever since then, I've been terrified of planes flying over my head. Number 23. I used to collect precious moments, jewelry boxes, and teapots. When I went through cancer, I quickly learned that those are items, and I decided to not have attachment to items like that, such as that. So I pretty much gave them all away. I kept one that had one of my jewelry boxes that was very significant to me, and two of my precious moments that meant a lot to me. Everything else I gave away. As my mom used to call them, they're dust collectors. Number 24. I did not get my driver's license until I was 23 years old. I was in a serious car accident when I was 16. Two of my friends passed away from that accident, and I was terrified to drive. I did not drive until I was with my best friend one day. She threw her car keys at me, sat on the ground, and said, "We're not going anywhere till you drive us there." So between that day and actually getting my license, I think it was 2 weeks. And then the week after that, I went and bought myself a brand new car. So there you go. And number 25. For those of you who don't know, Tony and I met at our surgeon's office. We both have the same surgeon, and we went to support group together. And there the story goes. We met. We were friends for a very long time. Well, not a very long time, but about a year. And here we are today. So that is that. 25 things you didn't know about me before that you know now. Have any questions, feel free to ask me. And I hope to see some more response videos attached to Janine's video. And that's all I got. Peace out.